Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video day, and today, unfortunately, the Houston Astros have placed Hayden Wesneski on the injured list with elbow discomfort. And look, we've seen this story way too many times before, and so that's what scares me with this. It's elbow discomfort. Usually, it turns into Tommy John surgery or just out for the season with some surgery. I hope that's not the case here. I really don't. But you've seen this too many times with this Astros team with pitchers and discomfort, whether it's with an elbow or it's something else. But Wesneski's been great this year so far for the Astros, a part of the Kyle Tucker trade. In 6 starts, 4.50 ERA, 32 innings, even out 29 hits, 16 earned runs, 7 home runs, 6 walks, 29 strikeouts. And here's the one thing I will say. Wesneski, his last outing was his worst outing of the year, giving up 4 earned runs in 4 innings. And just honestly, before that, the one thing the thing I'm going to say is that this Astros team failed Hayden Wesneski in these last couple weeks. Now, here's what I'm talking about. We last saw Wesneski before his outing against the Brewers, where he goes 4 innings and gives up 4 earned runs. We saw him pitch on it was April 25th against the Royals. Wesneski didn't pitch bad. He didn't pitch. It was a good start for Wesneski. In that start against the Royals, he went 5 innings. He went up 2 earned runs. It was a good start. It wasn't a quality start, but he would have went 1 more inning. It would have been a quality start. The team didn't run. They didn't give him any run support. It was just he did give up a lot of hits, but it was an okay start for only 1 strikeout, but it's facing a Royals team that doesn't strike out a lot. The start before that against San Diego, he went 5 innings, got a win, and not only that, but only 2 earned runs against the Padres in 5 innings. Had looked really good in that game. He got a win against the Angels as well. 10 strikeouts in 6 innings. So 7 innings in Seattle in some of his starts. So he's pitched really well. And so they April 25th, he pitches against the Royals. He was supposed to, I don't know what the date was, the Wednesday. I want to say it was the 30th. It was the 30th or the 31st. Or there wasn't a 31st this month, but it was the 30th, I believe. It was the final game of the series against the Tigers. And he was on track to start, and instead they scratch Hayden Wesneski, not because he had an injury or anything, but they scratch him because they wanted to give him some rest, and they go with A.J. Bluebaugh. The Astros ultimately get crushed in that game because A.J. Bluebaugh struggles as a rookie, and the Astros lose that game. Probably would have won that game and swept the Tigers if you didn't make that poor mistake there. And so then we see Wesneski get, he loses his spot in the rotation that time around, and we don't see him until May 5th on Monday when he pitched against the Brewers, and he struggled in that outing. And I don't know if I'm not going to tell you guys that the time off played a role into his injury, but it's definitely a possibility that the time off he had, where he had about, what was it? An extra, he had about 10, 11 days off like that. Him being rusty, it definitely could have caused an injury. I don't know. You can't say that for sure that the time off, and then going back out there like he did on Monday after having that much time off, played a role into him getting injured, but it definitely could have. And so before that outing, though, for Wesneski, if you look at it, he'd give up 16 earned runs, he's given up 16 earned runs on the year. But if you look at the ERA right now is 4.5. But if you look at what the ERA before that start was, through his first 5 starts, his ERA was 3.86 before they gave him all the time off, about the 10 or 11 days off. His ERA was 3.86. It did boost up to 4.5 when he had the rough start against the Brewers. So let me know your thoughts on this. The Astros are calling up or bringing up Logan Van Way, who's pitched for the Astros. But the question is, if the Astros go back to 6-man rotation, Wesneski would be one of those 6 guys before, because the Astros were going to go to 6-man rotation with Hayden, Blanco, Gusto, Lance, Fromber, and Hunter. Who's that 6th guy? They're talking about Colton Gordon, bringing back AJ Bluebaugh. I don't know. We'll see. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and peace out. Go Astros.